So here they are, talking about video. Just hit pause, Susan and Sirin. Good luck.
Hi, I'm Suzanne. We just briefly want to tell you why we were interested in doing something on video. In the last year, I've been working on a major project which involved getting a lot of video footage, and I've been thinking more and more about video and using video in the classroom. And I've also noticed, I have observed teachers using video in the classroom basically as a reward. That is without any kind of task. And I'm a strong believer that we all know that students like video. So it really is kind of a missed opportunity if you're using video in the classroom and there's no task, because this is a great opportunity to get the students actually practicing their English.
Hi, and I'm Sirin, and I work in the British Council in Turkey. And in the British Council, we are partners with the Turkish radio television, and there are 2 channels for schools and for children, and we worked with them a lot. And then I suddenly discovered, well, there is a high potential in video, and if it's well designed, a well-designed video content, it stimulates learning because it conveys from 2 channels, both from audio and visual, and it's like multiple entry points to students to promote active learning. So that's how we found the common ground to prepare our presentation. And yes, just to start, you probably know the video sharing websites. These are not.
Use the microphone because it's very
Sure. How is it now? Is it any better?
yeah.
Okay. And the video sharing sites, these are not specifically designed for educational purposes, so you may spend ages to find the relevant content if you don't know what you're looking for. But there is a big potential, especially on YouTube, because it's YouTube accounts for 60% of the total online video content, and most of the content is customer created, so people are creating the content and your students are some of them. And sometimes YouTube is banned it was banned in Turkey for some other political reasons, so Vimeo is another option. And we also like VideoJob because it provides good quality videos. The moderation is good, and especially for practical ideas, how-to videos on food, health, sports. So these are just some of the video sharing sites.
Okay, and these are other sites where you can find video. Some of them you may know about, some of them you might not. So National Geographic, obviously there's a lot of videos related to nature, so if you're doing some kind of project with your students or a topic related to nature or geography, then that's a great site to go to. Top documentary films is something I discovered in the last year or so, and it's basically a video sharing site, and there's documentaries from all over the world on there. So I'd have a look on there to see if you can find something on the topic you're doing with your students, and you might find a useful video clip. And of course TED, so TED has I'm sure a lot of you know TED has a range of talks on different topics. So again, you can do a search on TED and see if you can find something that you think would be interesting for your students. And there's such a wide range. For example, I watched a talk recently about lying. So it could be if you're doing something with your students related to, telling the truth, then you could show this little video and get them to do, get them to write some sentences, and they have to guess which are true, which are false. So there's some really, really useful talks on there that you could use as a starter to a lesson or integrate into your lesson.
And at the end of our presentation, we'll also ask you which Yahtzee sites do you use in your classroom. So also you can start taking notes to share with the whole group. But these are our picks. Randall's video snapshots. The guy called Randall shares 30 seconds, 60 seconds short videos on some particular themes like education, jobs, movies, restaurants that can be used for language learning. with your students. And your students can visit the site and they can do some out-of-class activities. And eslvideo.com is a video site for teachers, for learners. It has quizzes, a teacher's corner, and teachers can create video content and they can also share with other teachers. And Simple English Videos is a site run by an English teacher and a film producer. So there are movies on different things, on action, animation, documentary, drama, fantasy, horror, so just some examples. And Learn English Teens is a British Council site for teens, for young adults. And on this website, if you visit the free time section, there is a video zone which has a lot of videos. So your students will improve their skills and they will find out what's going on in the world, they will improve their general knowledge. So with transcripts, it's a fantastic site. So, some Yahtzee sites.
Okay, this is one site I like, and it's really good for low-level students. So A1, sort of A1, A2 students, it's really good for. And this was a project in the US where they went out into the streets and they interviewed the public and they asked them quite basic questions. So it could be, you know, what's your favourite food? Those kind of very basic questions. We're going to show you a little example. This example, they went round and they were asking people their star sign, and it's really great because obviously from this the students get authentic language. Any Capricorns here today? I can tell the Capricorns because the Capricorns are like, yeah, that's me. I'm at the top of the zodiac. Okay, so as you can see, this is quite simple English, so it's great for low-level students. And they can watch this and they can do a comprehension activity, and then this can also lead on to them doing some kind of speaking activity.
Another website is another British Council website. It's Learn English, and it's learnenglish.britishcouncil.org. We forgot to add the link. So under Listen and Watch section, you will see how-to videos, and these are very short videos on different, on how to do different things, or how to say different in a different way. So I'm going to show you how to greet someone you haven't seen for ages. Another example is how to turn down an invitation, how to understand the difference between the UK and Great Britain. Very short videos with transcripts and online video activities. So these all can be used for your students, with your students. So let me show you a little section from these videos.
Hey, hello there! Haven't seen you in ages!
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Great to
So very short and sweet videos for learners, with transcripts as well. And another exciting video site, and it's also the project that I mentioned earlier. It's a project that we worked with the Turkish radio television in Turkey. This is the word on the street. Has anyone heard this program? Okay, only the British Council people. So it's a video series of videos produced by the British Council and BBC. So each program lasts for half an hour, and it takes place in a different city in the UK. So Ashley and Stephen travel in the UK, and there is also a language section. So it shows how English is used in everyday life. And on the website you can see all the episodes with some supporting activities. And in Turkey, and in some other countries in the world, this is broadcast on TV as well. So Ashley and Stephen in this episode they go to a festival in the UK called Festival, and I'm going to show you just a little bit of this video.
I'm so glad we borrowed a camper van.
It's cool, isn't it? Very retro.
I know. There aren't too many of these vans still around. This one's nearly 40 years old.
Oh, so just a bit older than you then?
Ha ha. Come on, I want to have a look around the festival.
Okay, well, I saw some interesting stalls over there.
Oh, I want to go to the main stage. I want to see some live music.
Okay, well, I will meet you at the tea tent then in an hour. Have fun!
So, you can find all episodes on Learn English websites. So, word on the street.
Okay, I now want you to use a bit of your own technology, so I hope that everybody has a pen. Okay, I'm going to spell something and I'd like you to write it down. Oh, I can see some enthusiasm there, people digging out their pens. Okay, okay, you ready? C-O-N-P-R-E-S-S spells, what word's that? Compress, yeah, okay. Now, what I want you to do is speak to the person next to you, and what does compress mean? And can you give some examples of compress? What does compress mean? It's quite a tricky one, actually. Okay, let me count down. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so, have you got your definition? Are you happy? Very quiet. Are you happy with your definition? It's a difficult one. Are there any volunteers with their definition? Excellent.
First one I thought it is compressing data.
Okay. Compressing data. Okay.
Some more.
Well, in the context of videos, because maybe if the video file is too large, you need to compress it.
Okay, so thinking, yes, similar.
Make smaller.
Make smaller. Okay.
The same thing, occupying less space.
Oh, I like that one, yeah. Okay, nice, nice. Okay, so this is an example from Wordia, and you're going to hear this boy's definition.
Compression means applying pressure to something. If you use to push the two ends of a spring together, it will compress.
What do you think? Pretty good? Yeah, and give an example. Let me give a nice example. So this is from Wordia. So it's kind of a video dictionary. So they give definitions and they give examples. And this is something very easy you could do with your learners, and they could build up their own video dictionary. And I think it's be very motivating for them. And obviously it's going to build up throughout the year, and it's something that could be added to a school website or school blog. And it's also something that might be nice to be shared with the parents as well, so they could see how much they're learning. And I thought this would be really nice also as a project, like a school link project, and they could share their videos with a school in another country as well. So I thought this is a very nice idea and something that could be very easily be copied.
Now we'll show you some test types which when the sound is not important or when there is no sound or script. And before that I'd like to ask, do you like Bollywood films? Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little video, and in this video there are 3 characters, so 2 adults and 1 child. So first man A speaks, and then man B speaks, and then man A speaks again, and then the child speaks. Okay? You will see the video. It's a very short one, like 15 seconds, and with the person sitting next to you, you will discuss first what the topic is, And what do you think they are saying? Alright, and if you need, you can watch again for the second time. Ready? So, what are you going to do? Clear? Alright? Just discuss with your partner what they are saying. What do you think they are saying?
เด็กคนนี้เป็นลูกเต้าเราใครและที่สำคัญมันมาจากไหนอ่ะหนูน้อยจะเป็นใครเหรอมาย้อนสอนเหรอฮะบอกมาสิเจ้าโย้ยมันเด็ก
Alright, so this is from a site called Bombay TV. It's a very pretty website that your students can select a movie and then they can add subtitles. You can see at subtitles section on the right hand side, and then they can send it to you as an email. And there are a good selection of Bollywood films, very short, like 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
So we can find it in British Council website.
No, it's Bombay TV. It's a different website, and
it's got the link here.
The link is here.
Just something to mention, at the end we're going to put both of our blogs up, and on our blogs we've got all of the links to everything we're showing, so that's going to be the easiest way to get all of the links.
You know what they were saying?
Yes.
What language was that?
Thai.
India.
So there are no scripts on these for movies, so you add the subtitles. So.
Okay, so I want you to use your imagination a little bit. So I want you to imagine that last week you were in the Caribbean. Okay, I'm sure you could all imagine that. So it's lovely and it's hot and it's sunny and you were on the beach, and then one day you said, okay, I have to go to the bank, obviously, you know, I have to get some cash for the holiday. And when you went in the bank, something very strange happened. There was a robbery in the bank and you saw the robbery, and now the police are going to come and they're going to interview you and they want a description of the robbers. Okay, so you've got to try and remember what the robbers were like, because they're going to ask you to give a detailed description. So I'm going to help you, okay, because I actually got some camera footage from the bank, so you can look at that and remind yourselves what the robbers looked like. Okay, so you have to look very carefully and try and remember as many details as possible. And when the video, it's a very short video, once the video is finished, you're going to, again, tell your partner what you can remember. And this is actually real footage from a robbery. Okay, so now discuss with your partner can you give a description of them? What were they wearing? How old were they? Try and give us a description. You only saw them for a few seconds, so it's difficult, but describe them. I'm going to use this very piece of high-tech technology, okay? I ask you to be very careful with this. This is very expensive British Council technology, and I don't want anything to happen to it, you know, because I'm going to use it more than once, of course. So I'm going to choose somebody who looks enthusiastic. Can you give us a description
Of the men.
of the men? Yes.
They were both wearing white tops.
Yes.
We think they were long-sleeved tops.
Okay.
One of the chaps had dark trousers, and was it the guy with the rucksack had lighter trousers? We believe. They both had black balaclavas on, and the guy who waited, who didn't jump over initially was waving around a gun, which we think it was real.
Okay, ooh, pretty good description. Okay, I think that's a great description, well done. So you can see this is a nice little activity you can do with your students. You have to, obviously, I did quite a lot of searching to find something where it would be okay to show the students. This one, it was good because it had no sound. I was also looking at these, robberies from films. So quite often there's quite a lot of swearing and violence. So this one was okay. But on our blogs, we've also put another link to not a real version, but a dramatised version, which would also be safe to show in the classroom.
Now we'll show you one video activity that we've done in Turkey. You've seen Word on the Street, the TV program, British Council BBC TV program. So we've done an activity as part of Word on the Street. So students and teachers were involved in this activity. They first watched Word on the Street, and it's on TV. The program is on TV, but it doesn't matter if it's on TV or not. You can also do this activity with your students. And they first watched it, and then they prepared their videos as part of this program. Now, we would like to make it more real for you. We would like to take you from the classroom. So we'd like you to close your eyes for a minute, and then I will tell you what to do. So please close your eyes, and now think about a place that you really like going. So is there a place that makes you happy in your city? Think about the sounds, smells. So, do you hear any music? Do you hear wind? Do you smell food? Imagine you are there. So, what are the people doing there? Do you feel the sun? Do you feel the rain? So, just open your eyes and talk to your partner about this place. So, where have you been? Now, we are going to show you one of the students' response from Turkey, so you will also see Istanbul a little bit.
Hi there, I'm Suzanne, age of 19. I'm student at the university. And now I will show you the place I love most in Istanbul. This is Istanbul Bosphorus. There are two bridges in Istanbul. One of them is Sultan Mehmet, and the other is Bosphorus. All of them are combined culture of East and West. Moreover, Bosphorus is a combination between Asia and Europe. The reason why I love this area is that there are lots of places you can go, relax or walk.
Okay, so 2 minutes videos you can create this, and then they can answer some comprehension questions about their videos, and this can also be used as a school links project between schools. So this was a project, and now we'll move to watch and respond.
So watch and respond, you show the students some videos, and then they have obviously something that they have to follow up, they have an action to do. This is one of my favourite activities, which is what happens next. Okay, so we're just going to watch the start of the video. I'm going to stop, I'm going to pause it, and then you're going to tell your partner what you think happens next.
What would you say?
One of these days.
Okay, what happens next? 1 minute, what happens next? Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Let's get some ideas. I'm going to come round with my British Council microphone.
It's not a baby. It's a toy or something which is lighter, but it floats away, and the people walking past panic, presume it's a baby, go to grab it, and realise it's a teddy bear or dog.
Okay, okay. Interesting idea. Over here.
We thought that a blanket was going to float and fly off into the sky.
Oh, there's a lot of flying into the sky. Ooh. Okay, let's see what happens.
Sorry, couple for a minute. It's a complimentary glass of champagne. A complimentary glass of champagne.
Oops. Okay, so we're going to show this next one. So again, this one is, they're going to talk about a man, okay, and you're going to guess what this man's like. So we're just going to show the lead into it.
See by the gentleman in the corner.
So she's turning round. This champagne's come from the man in the corner. What does the man in the corner look like? Okay, with your partner, quick. What does the man in the corner look like? Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Find a picture. Okay, what do you think of the man looks like?
He's probably about 8 foot tall.
8 foot tall. Okay, 8 foot tall. Okay, let's see. Okay, see what he looks like.
It's such a good day for dying, but still I'm never with.
Okay, and this is from something called Trigger Happy TV. Okay. So have a look for that, and you can get that on a series of DVDs as well. Trigger Happy TV. It's got lots of good examples. Now, I'm going to do a quick activity with you. So I want you to think about leadership, and I want you to tell me about what are some qualities of leadership. Some qualities related to leadership. What do you think? A vision.
Decisive.
Decisive, okay.
What do you think?
Decisiveness.
Yeah.
Or decisive. What do you mean?
Sorry? Okay, so should be a motivator.
Communicator.
Communicator, I like it.
Consensus builder.
Sorry?
Consensus builder.
Consensus building. Oh, well.
Energetic.
Consensus is one of those words I have problems spelling. Okay, I'm going to put con builder because I'm too scared to spell it wrongly. Okay.
Con builder. Inspirational.
Inspirational. Okay.
Someone who listens.
Visionary. Okay, I think we have enough ideas so you get an idea of what a leader's like. Now, we're going to show you some video of a great leader, but he has a few problems. So you're going to watch the video, and after the video, you're going to be meeting with him and give him some advice on how he can improve his leadership skills. All of them, but that's so funny, Patrick. So then you can get your students having a discussion about giving him advice of how he could improve his leadership technique.
So you can also use videos to help your students get into a discussion. Has anybody heard creative comfort videos? So
creature
comfort videos. So these are a series of videos that you can buy the DVD, but some episodes are on YouTube. And researchers interviewed people, and they talked about things on a variety of topics, and then they combined it with some animations. Now you will see a little bit of this called pet hate. So what pet hates, what people hate, what annoys people. So.
Okay, And this is something that was a big hit on YouTube last year, and a conversation with my 12-year-old self. And so we're going to give you our example.
Hey Suze,
Yeah?
can I ask you some questions?
Sure, go ahead.
So, where are you from?
From South Shields, it's in the northeast of England.
Northeast, sounds a bit cold.
Well, no, it is, but it's on the coast, so it's quite pretty.
Anyway, that's all I've got time for actually, I have to go. See you!
So what happened on the conversation with my 12-year-old self is that when this guy was 12, he created a dialogue similar to this, and then he discovered it when he was 20 years later, when he's 32, and he created a conversation with his 12-year-old self, and he put it on YouTube, so please go and have a look at it, it's really interesting. But I thought this is a great project to do with your students, and you could get them doing writing the dialogue, and then they do half of the dialogue, and then they could either stand up and perform, or they could video the second half of the dialogue. It could also be something that you have, again, it could be a school link project where they could do the start of the dialogue and then the students in another school have to write the other part of the dialogue. So I thought this is a very sort of interesting concept. Well, please go and look at the original as well. But it's really nice for doing some kind of presentation.
So the video clips are also very useful. So we use video clips, but also the visuals, clips and lyrics can be used together. So we don't have time, we won't be able to show you the music, but I'm going to show you on the paper. So they can watch the video clip and they can answer questions like the mood of the music, the song is about, the singer's voices, and then they can just expand the video clip and they can even create their own activities. So I think that's...
I think we've run out of time. So if we put up, so thank you very much for coming today. So these are, so mine's WordPress and Sirin's on Tumblr. You can go there, you can find all of the links that we used in the session today. Okay, so thank you very much.